Coming up, the men I want, they treat me like a ghost haunting their inbox. And the men who want me, let's just say if I had a shilling for every time someone slid into my DMs that I wasn't into, I could actually fund my own therapy for years. Hey fam, welcome back. It's your girl Collate, this crazy girl trying to navigate an even crazier life with many adventures and misadventures as possible. It's great to finally be back for a new season, and as promised, this season I am not holding back. Keyword not. So, if you featured in my life, well, let's just say your name might come up. Don't worry, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Or am I? Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll use other names. No, I won't. Probably be saying your exact name, even your second and third. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Okay, so as you've probably seen in the episode title, let's talk about my love life, or should I say the absence of one. Is it even a love life at this point? Honestly, it feels like a rom-com, like where they forgot to cast the love interest. The men I want, they treat me like a ghost haunting their inbox. And the men who want me, let's just say if I had a shilling for every time someone slid into my DMs that I wasn't into, I could actually fund my own therapy for years. So here's the big question. Why am I like this? Or am I just unlucky in love? Am I blind to what's for me? Or hear me out. Am I am I out here blocking my own blessings? Let's figure it out together. And if nothing else, at least you'll get a laugh. A really good laugh at my expense. So buckle up, because today we are diving headfirst into the drama that is my romantic life. Let's figure out if my type is broken or if I need better taste. So there was this guy I met last year in school. I won't say his real name because he's probably listening, which I doubt he is. Let's call him Elliot. So Elliot and I met in school back in, I think, November of last year. And yeah, we vibed for a while, and we used to have these long conversations. And you know me, my friends know this about me, and I am a sucker for a good conversation. My phone calls, if possible, can even go for up to 5-6 hours on just like that one person. So for Elliot, him and I had probably, I wanna say a month worth of conversation, because sometimes we would even go for 6 hours plus. I'm not kidding. And that's in one sitting. So I'm sure you're asking, what the hell do you guys talk about for 6 hours on the phone? Surely, Tracy, dude, what what do you actually talk about? I think it just snowballs for me. We can just start talking about something I don't know, Robert Greene, because he was a sucker for books and he was this intelligent human being. And for me, I'm a sapiosexual. For those who don't know what that means, I find intelligence very attractive. And this guy has a very, very extremely intelligent mind. So I was turned on like crazy. I don't know. So that's why the conversations would go for 6+ hours. And as I said, we would literally talk about something I don't know, Robert Greene, or the 48 laws of power, or he would make a joke and then it would just snowball. I would talk about my own life. He would tell me about his. Wait, actually looking back, did he tell me about his life? Well, I would say bits and bobs, certain aspects about him. I don't know. Okay, fine. We will definitely get into that. So, um, it was at a point where we actually even made pacts about, okay, if you read this book, I will read your choice and things like that. Like I'm thinking this guy will, okay, I see you want me to improve on myself. Like he's giving me like deep books to read on, and me being the oblivious little girl, I'll be like, yes, honey, I will definitely read them, and we will definitely talk about it. Yeah. I mean, we then went on a date. Let me just throw that in there. And the date was super cute. Honestly, it was so cute. That's a story for another day. I don't want to go into that one because I might start tearing up because it was super cute. So things were going well. We met, as I said, we met back in November. So the whole of November, December, and then I don't know. After the this is where it gets crazy. So after the year ended, like I remember us talking on literally the last day of 2024, 31st December. And let me tell you, 31st December on itself has a whole story behind it. Honestly, that day, just please stay tuned for that story for that day. I promise you will laugh until you just be like, oh my God, Tracy, you're so stupid. Anyway, back to the story. So, on that day, we talked on that day, that 31st at night. I was like, hey, happy early new year. And if we don't get to talk, I hope you have a great year and things like that. Like me being so sweet and things like that. But, and then when I remember we had made a pact about like meeting up the following week or so, I think. Yeah, if I can remember correctly. Yeah, we had planned to meet the following week because he had been so busy up until like the end of the year. So we were like, oh my God, let's meet up the following week now in the new year, things like that. But when I don't know, maybe I don't know. When when we crossed over to the new year, I tried calling him the first time. I was like, okay, maybe he's busy, he'll get back to me. He never did. I tried the second time, tried the third time, tried up to until the fifth and the sixth, and then me being oblivious did another seven and eighth. So every time I was like, maybe benefit of the doubt, because maybe he's busy, maybe he's trying to be like, trying to get back to me, but he forgets. Hell to the fucking no! Oh my God, no! So I kept calling him, and then after some time, I was just like, yeah, the message is sent loud and clear. He's ghosting me. Oh my God, did I just say ghosting? ghosting me. He's ghosting me, and the message was loud and clear. So you see, like, that's the kind of men I want. Now, for the men who want me, there's this. Meanwhile, there's a guy who actually sends me good morning text every morning, like, how are you? How are you feeling? Do you want to talk? Like, I feel like we can meet up and talk. I'm around the area, like I see he stays around. So he's like, can we meet up and talk? Like, so keep in mind, this guy, I met him in like a networking thing / game night in ALX. And after that, as I said, good morning text, calling me every time. And whenever I'm in ALX, he's always there, like, wanting to have a conversation with me, wanting to like know, okay, what's happening with my life? Like, he wants to invite me to things, and I'm over there like, yeah, sir, I appreciate the effort and the dedication, but you're not even in my contacts. You're actually not even saved in my contacts, so I am so sorry. So you see the predicament that I'm in. Honestly, like you see the like that diversity. Like, honestly, a guy who wants nothing to do with me is who I want, and a guy who wants everything to do with me, I'm like, yeah, he's not doing anything for me. Anyway, why do I only want the ones who see me as background noise? Honestly, is it because I love a challenge? Possibly, I think so. Maybe, I don't know. Guys, I'm telling you, this has happened to me so many times that I'm starting to wonder maybe I'm a walking do not disturb sign. Like, seriously, is it me? Am I emitting just some kind of please reject me vibe? Like, it's so crazy. It's happened so many times. Like, I can even write a book, just like a whole novel of 300 pages of just this specific story, because it's happened to me. Like, each chapter will be like a new boy, and it will be probably like 40 chapters. I am not kidding. Don't worry, I'll fill you in on all of these stories in future episodes, so stay tuned. Honestly, stay tuned. So, the big question is, why do we chase the unattainable? I was actually reading about this, and apparently there's a whole science behind this madness. Something about like the thrill of the chase, the attachment styles, and me needing to chill the fuck out. But honestly, if a guy likes me back too quickly, I'm like, are you sure? Like, are you okay? Like, what's wrong with him? I'm always like asking myself these questions, like, are you sure? Is it me? Am I like, do I have someone who looks like me that you're like, oh my god, I like you? I know, it's weird, it's crazy. So honestly, I kept asking myself, do we secretly want what we can't have because it's shiny and unattainable? Maybe that's why I'm attracted to bad boys. Maybe. Have my type is bad boys. Like, my type is unattainable. My type is unattainable and unavailable. Like, honestly, I always even ask myself, like, do I just have terrible taste? Which is true, as you've seen. I probably enjoy the bad boy thrill and, you know, things like that. But my best friend, don't you dare answer this question, and do not dare post anything. I know you know all these stories, and you probably have figured out who I'm talking about. But why do I act like the barista who ignores me is like my soulmate? Like, oh my god, yes. But the guy who sends me playlists is actually a red flag. Let me repeat that. Why do I act like the barista who ignores me is my soulmate, but the guy who sends me a playlists, or rather playlists in full, is a red flag? Ask yourself that if you've ever found yourself in this predicament. Like, I'm honestly like, dude, what the actual F? What could I be missing? Like, okay, let's be real. Do I pick an available man because deep down I know they won't pick me? Oh, I think so. Because is this like a reverse Uno card of rejection? Like, honestly, at this point it feels like it. Like, am I picking men because I know deep down they'll reject me? Is it like more of maybe I don't want a relationship? It's mind-boggling. Like, I'm just trying to figure out what it is. Like, why do I pick an available man? Honestly. And by unavailable, I mean emotionally unavailable. I don't go for someone who's in like a relationship and things like that. Again, best friend, shut up. Also, also, do I secretly find stability boring? I think so because I'm this person who gets bored easily. Like I'm allergic. Like am I thinking like am I allergic to nice guys? Please, someone call a doctor. Honestly, if this is the case, then I don't think I might find my soulmate because if I'm allergic to nice guys and nice guys or good guys are going to finish last, I don't know where I'm going to end up. Maybe I might be starting a family on my own. But do we actually sabotage ourselves or we're just stuck in this cosmic joke like that's called dating? Because I do think like sometimes I do sabotage myself by maybe revealing too much too soon. I think so. I think that might be the problem. But I don't know. I'm always this person who's like, if I lay it all on the table and I give you a choice of like deciding, do you want to stay, do you want to leave? Rather than in future, like, oh God, we're like 1 year down the line, and then you're like, you find out something about me, and then you're like, I don't know if I want to stay, and you've already established like a whole foundation of a year plus, or even more than that, and I will get back into like the whole relationship thing. I've never actually celebrated an anniversary when it comes to relationships. I know, sad. But it's just more of maybe that strategy of mine I need to re-strategize, like need to rethink about it because maybe revealing too much too soon is exhausting, you know. Is it exhausting for guys? If you've ghosted me before and you're listening, please give me an inkling, like give me some closure. What the fuck was it? Like what did I do that made you be like, this is too much? Or yeah, like I would definitely want to know. Like that's why I don't know. Closure for me is I don't know. Is it underrated or overrated? Like that's also another topic that maybe we will discuss and go into details about. But personally, I think um, closure for me works because I remember when me and my ex broke up, we had that closure, and that helped for my side. For him, I don't know if it did, but let me just leave it at we're exes for a reason. That's a whole other story. I'm telling you. God damn, this season is a lot. We have a lot to unpack, and this will be my own version of therapy. So be ready to be my unlicensed therapist and my listeners. I really appreciate I will really appreciate your feedback, if that's the best word to use. Do therapists give feedback? No, healing. Yes, that's a better word. That's the best word to use. I'll appreciate your healing. But yeah, what was I talking about? Okay, yeah, I remember. It's maybe like as I said, maybe they're giving all of it, or rather all of me, too much too soon. Is maybe that's my red flag. Like maybe I think so. Like looking back or like looking at things from a different perspective, I think that might be the case. I'm just trying to analyze and trying to think about like what would have happened, because like the ghosting thing, as I think I talked about this last season when I was talking about like a guy called Carson. It was, well, we were talking again, same thing with Elliot. Like we were talking for a while, and then I'm thinking, oh my god, this is my soulmate, and then after some time, after like 3 weeks, this guy ghosts me. Maybe the too much too soon thing is tricky. Would I say tricky? I think so. Because anyway, advise me. Like honestly, if you're listening and you would actually have some advice on this specific thing, please shoot me a comment, shoot me a call. anything. Like this is a mind-boggling situation for me. Like I'm trying to figure out what the actual fuck is it. Like what am I doing that is pushing these guys away? Or maybe I am telling my stories to the wrong guy, which may actually be the case because I know for a fact that I am who I am, and I don't think I would ever want to change myself for anyone because I don't want to get into details, but I did that in my past relationship, which another that's also a whole other trauma thing we will definitely get into. But it's I don't know. It's a whole situation where I'm just like, why? you know, why? Dude, why the hell is this happening so many times? But I can't be the only one who's going through all these suckers. I cannot. I know for sure that people sound that there people like it might be even the woman I want or the versus the woman who want me for guys. So if you're the only one, if you're someone who's actually going through this same thing that I am, please slide into my DMs and tell me your men/woman I want versus the men/women who want me stories. Bonus points if they are more tragic than mine. Or here's a question. Have you ever actually dated someone who liked you first? What's that like? I'm asking for me. Honestly, what's that like? Because another thing that I would actually want to dive into in another episode is, I would say I am a dominant woman. Like I always want to go for what I want. And I would say every guy in my life right now, even my best friend, I'm the one who approached first. Like I'm the one who like got that ball rolling. Like I'm the one who maintained the conversations. I'm the one who started the conversation. Actually, I'm the one who approached him and be like, I like you, can I get your number or something? Like, yeah, you're such a vibe, let's continue talking. That's also a whole other drama that we'll get into. See, I promise this. As you've seen, I've promised so many new episodes already, and this is just episode 1 of season 4. It's about to go down, I promise. But is it like a thing for me? Like I always, as I've said, I always go for what I want. I always go for guys. Maybe, as I said, I'm attracted to intelligence, so I go for guys who are intelligent. I go for guys who are actually, I was about to say grown, but I don't know at this point. Were they really grown? Yeah, I would say they were grown, but they weren't grown enough for me. I'm sounding like some bitch, but it's okay. Anyway, am I in a situation where it's maybe this guy is not for me? Because I do feel like there's going to be one guy who's going to accept everything that is about me, because I don't think changing myself is the best way to do things, because I do feel like if I change myself, then at some point it will be exhausting. True. And as I did in my past relationship, I think I changed myself to fit the kind of girl he wanted, and then it reached a point where I lost myself in that relationship, and I don't think I ever want to experience that again. That shit is shit. Like, that is actually shit, and I would not vouch for anyone to ever do that for any man whatsoever, or any woman. I would not vouch for it. I will not even tell that, oh, you're supposed to change. Never ever ever do that, because if this person loves you or cares about you, he needs to, or she needs to, accept you fully, and not expect you to shift, or rather shape shift into this woman or man that you're supposed to be for that person. I was this person for this for my ex, but after some point I realized, oh my god, why what was I doing, but as I said, we'll definitely go into more details, but back to what we were talking about. So I mean, maybe okay, look, maybe it's not about the men who want me versus the men I want. Maybe it's about like finding the middle ground, the guy who's into me and isn't a walking red flag. Revolutionary, I know. Until then, I'm just trying to figure out if my type is broken or if I need new glasses. Oh guys, I wear glasses. That's why that joke is funny. But I don't know. It's a situation where I'm just, maybe, as I've just said, like maybe I need to find that middle ground. Like I need to find someone who's actually into me, which has never happened before. I kind of want to see if it will happen in future, but I don't know. I do not know. We will see. I have no idea. But okay, note to self: next time someone wants me, don't immediately assume there's something wrong with them. Maybe they just have good taste. Maybe they do. I mean, they like me, so. Anyways, anyway. I think we'll see if a guy shows up who's actually fully into me. That would be a shock. Like it will shock me. It will be like I won't even believe him at first, because it's never happened before. Actually a guy who's wanting to get to know me and wanting to actually be there and do the things that I've always wanted a guy to do for me. It will be, I don't know, should I say scary? No, it will be weird. It will be very weird at first. But then after some time, I'm sure it will be like, yeah, okay. But then it will also snowball back to where we started, because it will be just like, what's wrong with him? Like, are you sure it's me? Like, I'll always be asking myself that, like, are you sure it's me you want to talk to or want to, have a conversation with? Are you sure it's me that you're into? Like, it will be mind-boggling at first, but then, I don't know. I don't know. But I will say, I'm excited to see what kind of guy will actually pass that bar, and it will be a situation where I like him and he likes me. That's a rare concept in my books. Very rare. It's never happened. Never. Ever. And ever. Emphasis on the never happened. But we'll see. But future husband, if you're listening, you might need to show up right now. I'm giving you a cheat sheet. You might need to show up very soon, because I'm about to reach 25, and I think that's the moment where I don't know, it feels like my life is about to change. I don't know. I've ever had that feeling where you feel like your life is about to change, and me reaching 25 this year it's crazy, and I honestly thought I would never be here to reach this age, but quarter century is crazy, and I am so excited to see the growth. That's why I actually relaunch the podcast, because I do feel hearing these conversations in future and the internet never forgets. So I'll be listening to this even when I'm in like my 40s and just remembering the days where I was talking about a guy who, who didn't even want anything to do with me. Probably at that point, I'll be married with kids. That's the dream anyway. But I'm just I'm just so excited to see where growth will take me. I'm excited to learn so much more. This year it's all about learning, all about growing. Um, it's all about experiencing everything there is to experience. It's all about gaining new relationships, especially friendships, especially connections, especially for my LinkedIn page, of course. um, and then for the next 2 years, it's just about growth. I want to grow as much as I can, learn as much as I can, experience as much as I can, because why not? It's time. It's actually time. Quarter life century. I mean, being quarter life century, it's crazy. I'm so excited to see where life will take me, and hopefully you'll be on the journey with me, because I want to continue this podcast for as many years to come, because it will be interesting to see where I will be in probably like 10 years from now. Let me use 10 years, because at that point I think I'll be 35. So I'm excited to see what's gonna happen, and please by all means join me on this crazy journey. Anyway, besides that, that's enough self-roasting for today. But seriously, if anyone knows where to find emotionally available men, DM me, preferably with live location. Like, I need the exact coordinates of where to find these men. I'm tired of experiencing the ghosting / rejection / friend zone / everything else but being with the right man. Next time, we are diving into the zone that is called the friendship zone, the friend zone, the platonic. Because if I'm not unlucky enough, I am definitely the queen of platonic vibes. Honestly. Hashtag stay tuned. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. I have self-roasted myself this whole episode, but it's all to my joy and your laugh. But make sure you follow, like, share, subscribe. If you want to feature in an app, feel free to shoot me a DM. If you have my number, app me, call me. As you've probably seen, I enjoy and I'm obsessed with calls. So please feel free to shoot me a call, feel free to shoot me a DM. All our socials are at It's Collate. You can find me anywhere at It's Collate. In case you have a topic that you want me to talk about, by all means, please feel free to be in my DMs. I check them every single day. And in case you want anything else to be featured, by all means, I'm always here to listen. And in case you want any more advice, I don't know if I give good advice because I'm single. I don't know. That's also another thing. I don't know why single people tend to give the best advice. But anyway, I hope you have an amazing day if you're listening to this in the morning, and I hope you have an amazing night if you're listening to this at night, and have the best year ever. And I'm so excited for you to join me in this crazy journey about my crazy life. That was Chaos Chronicles #1. Let's see what happens in the few and the more to come. So have an amazing day, have the best time. Feel free to look up It's Collate. We are actually preparing a new website so that it can be more accessible, and we'll definitely be keeping you updated on the progress, and let's see what's to come. So, I'm Collate. Bye, guys.